naturally we get up, not everybody, but if when you're lying in bed, a lot of times you'll think about, oh man, I don't feel like going to work, and you can rehearse the problems, or you can rehearse what happened yesterday, and it starts right at the beginning of the day. So that's why I think it's so important when you first get out of bed in the morning, find something to be grateful for. You know, you may not feel perfectly well, but you've got your family. You don't have your job, but you got a great place to live. You got some friends. So you start the day off, you know, you set the tone right at the beginning of the day, before you check the stock report, before you check the weather.
When you wake up in the morning, the birds are chirping, you feel great, you feel like taking on the world. Those are the days, you know, anyone can go get after it. But when it's raining and you don't feel good, those are the days that you have to find the energy to attack the day. That separates you from the other people.
You get up in the morning, you're in the shower, you're driving to work saying, you know what, Lord, thank you, I'm strong. I make good decisions. It's not magic, but those words go out of our mouth and they come right back into our own ears. They start to change our own self-image. And this is not magic, but you go around saying all day, I'm blessed, I'm beautiful, I'm talented, I'm valuable, I'm creative, I'm disciplined. That's doing something on the inside of you.
How you start your day is how you start the rest of your life. And day by day, when you're consistent, doing the same thing over and over to lead to growth, it will change everything about your life.
If you're checking email first thing in the morning, it's not that the email is the problem, it's that you haven't prioritized your time and your priorities and your goals and your activities, that you know the important things that need to get done, and once they're done, then go check your email, check your Facebook, do whatever you want.
Wake up each day and tell yourself you're strong, and slowly start to eliminate those small little pebbles that are keeping you from climbing the big mountain. Quit stumbling. And when you stumble, get right back up and take more steps forward.
When people say, I'm not a morning person, that's the most ridiculous statement a person can make. If you're not a morning person, are we not shooting for tomorrow? And our goal is for tomorrow to come. For you to wake up and lay that on your day every morning. I'm not a morning person. To pull that blanket up over your head every day is such a waste of time. I can't wait till I wake up in the morning. And you know what helps me out a great deal? When I wake up in the morning, I spend the first 10 minutes just thanking. I don't even address any problems and stuff I got. I'm just grateful that I'm up for this. And I think every little thing. And I spend 10 minutes, and it makes your day start such a wonderful way.
And when you wake up in the morning, before you start thinking about the things that you've got to do that you don't want to do, before you start remembering the injustices of yesterday or 10 years ago, before you remember that you're going to that place today to work that you really don't want to be, before your kids get up, before any of those things happen that challenge your sense of well-being, if you can get hold of that sense of well-being and just sustain it for a little bit with really general thoughts, because if you get specific, it usually doesn't work as well. Get into an attitude of appreciation and milk it for just a little bit. Law of attraction will help you out.
Look, I hate to say it, but winning and succeeding is competitive. Life is competitive. Everybody doesn't get a trophy. That's not how it works. And it's your ability to get up and get moving. I tell people all the time, I believe one of the greatest success traits you can have is to get your tail out of bed early and get moving. If it's just to get up and read and get your mind right for the day. So you got to get up early, show up early, get there, get after it, attack the day, make things happen. Most people wait for things to happen. Winners make things happen.
The major mistake that everybody makes is waiting. waiting for somebody to pick you, waiting for the right time, waiting for you to feel motivated. It's not coming. For the big stuff, for the hard stuff, it requires a push, always has, always will. Nobody is coming to save your ass. It is up to you. And so if you want to change anything about your life, stop sitting around and wasting your goddamn life and start pushing yourself. Whether it's a fast, or it is starting a business, or it is changing how you talk to your spouse, or it's changing the kind of parent that you are, you got one life. And all you need to do is turn on the freaking news and see the kind of that's going on in this world. It's both amazing and terrifying. You never know when your time is up. But I do know that you've got time right now to change things. And so the thing you should change is you should take 100% responsibility for your future. You should decide, what is it that you really want your life to look like? Because you only get one of them, and it's not going to start again. But you could start building your future right now. And that begins the moment that you realize that you're never going to feel like doing the things that are hard. You're never going to feel like stepping out of your comfort zone. And the second that you do, the second that you push through, you win. You win because you see yourself becoming the kind of person who takes action. You see yourself believing in your ideas. You see yourself disregarding your own excuses. That is the source of confidence. It's the willingness to try. It doesn't start with belief. It starts with the push. So do yourself a favor and stop thinking about all this stuff and stop commenting and push yourself. Do something.
As Harun Yahya noted, I always wonder why birds stay in the same place when they can fly anywhere on Earth. And then I ask myself the same question. As Mark Twain put it, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. And that's where people get stuck. You're literally like the bird. You could fly anywhere you want. You can go anywhere you want to go. And look, I know you've got a litany of excuses, and all of them are valid. You've got a job, you can't just leave, or you don't have a job and you don't have the money. Your family is in one place. It's the only thing that you've ever known. You only speak one language. You've never traveled before. You don't have a passport. You can't afford the gas money. There are 1,000 real reasons not to go. But the truth is that none of them matter. The truth is, if you want to build something in your life, then you have to remember what Mark Twain said. You have to get started, because at the end of the day, that is literally the only thing that's holding you back. You're not moving. And once you get the simplicity of that, once you understand that you could act right now, you could say fuck all the excuses. You could stop making them. You could stop giving into them, no matter how valid they are, no matter how real they may seem. You can finally decide that you're going to get up and move, that you're going to create that momentum, that you're going to take a step, that you're going to make the demand, that you create momentum, that you get something done, that you fucking find an answer, or as Hannibal said, that you're going to find a way or make one. If you have to carve through fucking rock, do it, because humans before you have done it. And that's the simple truth. That is the simple fucking truth. And everything else is bullshit. Everything else is the weak voice in your mind holding you back and making you a less version of yourself. So I ask you, why doesn't the bird fly wherever it wants to go? Because that's all it's known? Because that's what's safe? Because that's what's comfortable? Or because it's a dumb fucking animal? What do you want to be? If this isn't the life you want to live, do something about it.
We have this habit of getting comfortable in our routines and patterns, and then it gets difficult to get out of that.
There's got to be those days you push through. They're probably going to be more numerous than the days you don't.
And I think that's something to be mindful of as well. Try to imagine your life when you make that easy choice next time. What is that going to do? Is that going to keep you away from your dreams? Are you going to regret that later? You know, a lot of opportunities appear only once in life, and you skip that taking the easy choice, they're probably gone forever.
You can dream of the kind of life you want. You can dream of the kind of change you want. You can dream of the kind of future you want, but until you wake up and begin to plan to get there, it will only be a dream.
If you don't get up and actually do something, do anything, those positive emotions will never have the opportunity to follow those actions. You'll just be stuck in the lazy, demotivated hole for as long as you choose to be.
And so the benefit of discipline in my eyes has always been that through discipline, I get things done.
You told us that you was about to start working out. You told us that you was going to start a business. But when are you going to do that?
Your number one job is to become more of yourself.
And sometimes a big part of success is just not being lazy and just doing it.
Yeah.
That's like 90% of it is just showing up. Get there and start working. Like, you're not going to feel perfect every day.
Effort. Man, I see so many people talking about hustle, hard work, determination, grind, work ethic. At the end of the day, when I look at the body of people, the men and women I've worked with around the world, at the end of the day, it's effort.
Do I not have enough time? Or am I being lazy? And lazy comes in two different flavors. Lazy comes in two distinct flavors. Lazy comes in one flavor, which means not working. And you might be saying, hey, I'm constantly working, I'm constantly learning. That's an easy rebuttal. But the second flavor of lazy is not doing what needs to be done. It means holding out on doing what you know is necessary, but hard to do.
The one thing that discipline definitely does help you with is it helps you get things done. And when you get things done, when you actually do things, you have more success.
Disciplining yourself to concentrate on a job until it is finished gives you a feeling of confidence and competence and mastery.
What makes you comfortable can ruin you. And what makes you uncomfortable is the only way to grow.
What is your uncomfortable zone? Think about that. What are some of your uncomfortable zones? And it can be something small to something big, like changing your career. There's people out there that aren't happy in their job, but you see it all the time. You walk into a store or a restaurant or business, and that person just has this slum look on their face. And if they're not happy, then why are you doing it? We've got one shot at this life journey. One time we get to go around this life journey. It's not a race. There's no finish line. It could be changing a job and taking that step. It could be moving to a different state, to a different country. It could be getting married. It could be changing relationships. And we stay in those things because we're so uncomfortable to take that chance. And why? It's over fear. The fear of failing.
I would like to know when you're in that moment failing and you have to keep going, what do you say to yourself?
What if? A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run or something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I started to say, what if I can pull this off? When I first walked into the Navy SEAL recruiter's office, he looked at me and said, there's only been 35 African Americans in 70 years make it through. You know what I said to myself? What if I can be the 36th? It's the what if I can pull off a miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arms because it makes me just like, what if I can be that guy that people who call nigger and this and that, and now I'm speaking at Tom Ferry's event.
Some of you are not successful today because you do not have a routine. And why is a routine so important? Your routine will show you your gaps. But when I've been telling you to get that goal, get that dream, and I've just been telling you drive it and drive it and drive it and drive it, what I've been talking about is consistency.
If you were to go to the gym, right? It's like exercise, right? If you go to the gym and you work out and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. And if you go to the gym the next day and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing, right? So clearly there's no results, can't be measured, it must not be effective. So we quit, right? Or if you fundamentally believe that this is the right course of action and you stick with it, you can screw it up. You can eat chocolate cake one day, you can skip a day or two, you know, it allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency.
Write down what you would like to fix about your life. And then just, if you're 30 pounds overweight, you want to lose 30 pounds? Do it the right way. Go start eating vegetables, monitor your calories, write down what you eat, exercise every day, force yourself to do it. Say you're the general. The brain is the general, the troops are the body. The troops don't want to listen, but you go, F you listen. And you get up and you do it.
And I know seeking discomfort sounds odd, and not many people do it. But you have to learn to embrace it, because it's the only environment where sustained or exponential growth can occur.
Don't wait. There's nothing. What are you waiting on? There's nothing to wait on. Action oriented. The way you make change is to take immediate and massive action.
My question for you is, how would you rate your effort so far this year?
It's really, your brain is not the problem. It's the discipline. It's the willingness to show up every day and work towards something.
You're still here. And you get another chance this day to do better and be better.
Each and every one of us has had moments where we cried out in despair, where we were so afraid at some point that we cowered underneath the blankets, wishing all the problems and fears of the world to go away once we stand up again. But they never did. We've all wished for a sign to magically appear that will tell us what to do, where to go, and who to be. That someone had some direction for us, that someone told us what would be next when we were lost. Right now. You can decide to listen to another speech after this. You can decide to play another game or watch another show. And you can decide to keep looking for an easy way out. To keep wasting time and keep wondering on how you got here. Or you can decide to get off your ass and make a change. Because once you do make that change, that's when your life will transform. That is the way to reach success. That is the way to reach a greater life. That is the way to make your dreams come true. Make a change by getting up right now, by facing all your fears and all your problems, and by moving through them anyway. It won't be fucking easy all the time. You will be afraid, and you will make mistakes. But you have better things to do than be stopped by fear. You have a greater life to live than the one you are living right now. You have a calling to make your life the best that you can make it. Because you deserve
a guy asked me about 2 months ago, he said, E.T., if there's one mistake you've made, what's that one mistake you made? I said, I'm going to be honest with you. My values are not in alignment with my dreams. He said, E.T., what do you mean by that? I said, I want to tell you a story. I got a good friend of mine, he came to me and said, Eric, my marriage is not where my marriage needs to be. I need to make some adjustments. I see you and your wife. I see how much time you spend with your wife, how much time you spend with your children, and I want that. You buy your wife roses regularly. You're always taking her out to eat. Like, I'm watching you. You spoil her. E.T., what can I do? And so I told him what to do, and guess what he started doing, God? He started doing the exact same thing I started doing. And he said, Eric, it's not working. Like, I'm doing exactly what you're doing, but it's not working. He said, why isn't it working? I said, you know why it's not working? Because your values and your dream, you say you want a better marriage. But I told you need to iron your wife's clothes. You know what he told me? Afterwards, he said, I'm going to be honest with you, Eric. I know you told me to iron, you told me to wash, you told me to cook. But where I come from, he said, I'm going to be honest, Eric. When I do that, I feel like a punk. And I said, that's why you're having a hard time doing it. Because your value system says a man is not supposed to iron. A man is not supposed to cook. A man is not supposed to wash dishes. That's what your value system says. So you're doing one thing, but you're going against your own value system. The reason why I'm having such an easy time washing clothes and cooking and ironing, you know why? Because nothing is as important to me as my marriage. And I would rather be happy. I would rather be happy than to say I ain't no punk. Make me a punk. I want to be a punk. A happy punk. For real, no. A friend of mine, he came to my house and I didn't have a mop. And so I was on the ground and I was mopping the floor with a towel. And he says, E.T., the hip hop priest, you're on the ground and you're mopping? I said, yeah. He says, your wife got you whipped. I said, you didn't know? You just found that out? I've been doing a terrible job. I'm sorry. I am whipped. And after 23 years, you should be. And if you're not, it's a problem. So listen to me. There are those of you who said, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be the best at this company, right? But your value system says you believe in sleep more than you believe in grinding. Your value system says you are a consumer and not a producer. That you're spending more money than you're making. Why? Because you're a consumer, but you're reading all the books and you're saying everything the books are saying. But those books are not in alignment with your values. And if you're going to go to the next level, your values are going to have to change. Last one. Come on. This was so important because some of the greatest minds are going to be in front of you today. Some people in this room who are not just talking it, they've lived it. But here's the problem. The problem with most people is that you're not obsessed with improvement. You're obsessed with making money. You're obsessed with taking your business to the next level. And can I be honest with you guys? When you become obsessed with improvement, I will spend more time learning in Australia than I will speaking. I'm going to say it again because you missed it. I will spend more time sitting under people. I will spend more time with Glenn. I will spend more time with Aaron. I will spend more time learning than I will speaking in this country. I will walk away with stuff I never heard before, books I've never read before, audios I've never seen before, going to conferences that I've never gone, hanging out with people that I've never hung out with before. This is nothing, guys. This is just a dessert. Me speaking is just a dessert. This is just the beginning. I came to Australia to learn. I came to Australia to get an upgrade. And when I go back, my wife will notice a difference. My kids will know a difference. Why? I'm obsessed with improvement. Every day I'm getting better. There are those of you with phones, and every new phone that comes out, you get it. Every upgrade, you get it. Every piece of software, you get it. You are upgrading your technology, and you've not upgraded yourself. You got the same operating system you had since 1995. You don't think any different. You don't speak any different. You're the exact same person you were in 2010.
People let their emotions get the best of them. The only secret that exists is getting out of your own way. Don't betray yourself to get somebody's approval, right? Don't be afraid to want success. The results that come out of discipline.
I said, oh, okay, let me try something. And I decided to do push-ups. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to, but I was doing push-ups before I went to sleep and when I woke up.
And why didn't it work out?
Because I didn't quite do it every day before I went to sleep and when I woke up, and then not doing it one day, turned up not doing it the next day, and then procrastinating, and then it's been about a week since I did one, and so things of that nature. However, as I did it for a solid week and a half, and I felt a way that I haven't in a while. Before I started working at Quest, I was in a real deep, dark place that I had never been before. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but it was a dark place I've never been before. Hard. Back to on point, when I started doing the push-ups again, I started feeling in a way that I hadn't felt in years. Just a confidence of myself that I haven't felt since I was playing basketball, since my goal in life and everything I wanted was to be in the NBA. I just am in a better place emotionally than I was before. A lot of people don't believe that because I'm usually around the office smiling, dancing, having a good time, but there's deep stuff going through my head, so that the way I appear on the outside smiling all the time is real, but it's because I consciously make the decision not to worry about all the other crap that might be going on, not to worry about Sally Mae, not to worry about the IRS calling me, not to worry about anything else that might be going on. And so just out of FOMO, fear of missing out, I started a habit. And that habit just sparked smaller things that are going off in my head. I can't really express all of them, but it's just, I feel different. I feel a lot more energetic. I feel more inspired to do something. Might not know what it is, but it's something. So when I figure out what that something is, I might come talk to you some more.
What habit did you start?
The push-ups. Every night before and after, before I went to bed and when I woke up.
You've already given up on that. So follow me on this, right? Because this is what I was saying at the beginning. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So you're adrift at sea. Like, I see you receding into the distance.
Right.
You might be dancing and smiling, but you're receding into the distance. So it isn't a complicated problem. So somehow in your head is a belief that you're going through things other people wouldn't understand, they don't go through whatever, but none of those beliefs serve you. Even if they're true, which they're not, but even if they were, it doesn't serve you to feel overburdened by Sally Mae and the IRS and all of that, right? None of that serves you. So you've got to turn those into actionable chunks. And this is, people let themselves feel overwhelmed as if feeling overwhelmed somehow made the problem go away. Feeling overwhelmed does exactly one thing. It makes the problem worse. That's it. Yeah? So feeling overwhelmed is kicked up by the lizard brain to make sure that you act. It keeps going because you never take action, right? So honestly, what you need to do is break your world into bite-sized pieces that you will enact. Now here's the problem. You lie to yourself. So now you've got a problem of you can't trust yourself. So you've got to put yourself in a situation where you can earn that credibility back with yourself immediately. I say oftentimes that the body is a reflection of the mind. The only reason that doing the push-ups every day is interesting is because that's you saying, I said I would do it, and therefore I am going to do it, come hell or high water. And every day that I don't do it, I know that my mind is not where it needs to be. So start small. Tell yourself, I will do a push-up every night before I go to bed, and I will do a push-up every morning when I wake up. On your knees, fine. Like, it doesn't even have to be like a full-fledged push-up. But you said you were going to do it, and you're going to do it. And there's no universe in which you don't do it. There's a universe where you don't get any sleep. There's a universe where the doctor calls up and says, you're on a fucking broken arm. What are you doing? You can't do push-ups. All of those worlds can exist. But the world that can exist is where you told yourself you would do it, and then you don't do it. That world, my friend, is out of the question, unless you want to continue to drift out to sea. Now, the great news is you have exactly one enemy. That's it. You've betrayed yourself and lost all sense of confidence and belief in yourself. Nobody else. This is not Sally Mae. This is not the IRS. This is about Clarence telling Clarence he's going to do stuff, and then Clarence doesn't do stuff. So back it up, because we've got to change behaviors. You need to win. So you need to pick a behavior that you know you will stick with. And then cool, when you feel like 2 push-ups, do 2. When you feel like 5 with your knees up, do 5 with your knees up. But don't say you're going to do 5 when you know you're going to do 4 on your knees. Just say, I'm going to do 4 on my knees and do 4 on your knees. And then you know, when I say it, I do it. And then you will start to get excited to see, I want to push it now. I'm actually interested because you've got the cachet behind you of these wins. But when it's a failure, you teach yourself failure's okay. This advice goes to you. You guys, failure's okay. For you, failure's not okay, right? That's precisely what you have to root out of your life. But it comes to making promises that you're actually prepared to keep, and then knowing, okay, cool, I keep my promises. Once you have that, you'll feel better, it will set you on the right path, and you can start making bigger and bigger.